I'm purposely a day late in my review. I kept my laptop off on Christmas Day just so that I could spend time with my family. And I hope that you have also had a restful and enjoyable holiday. But now it's time to dive into Soul, the newest feature from Disney Pixar. A musician who has lost his passion for music is transported out of his body and must find his way back with the help of an infant soul learning about herself. I had only seen the very first teaser trailer, so I went into this blind. I mean, I had an inkling of what it was about, but I didn't totally know what to expect. I knew that Jamie Foxx starred in this, but I didn't know Tina Fey was in it. This is a visual feast. I mean, it's just what we expect when we watch a Pixar movie. I mean, the animation is beyond stunning, and there are moments in this where I forgot that I was watching an animated feature. I mean, there are portions that we are taking place in the city with the people, and just the texturing and the lighting, everything just looks so great. And I don't even think that they were trying to make it like photorealistic. It just turns out that way. I love the bold and vivid colors that they use throughout. I mean, it just makes everything pop. It feels very crisp and clean and fresh. There's also the place where the souls begin their journey, and the way that they have imagined this is just, it's so warm and friendly looking. I mean, it looks almost a little bit like it came out of a Dr. Seuss book. And just all of the textures and the way that they have animated all of the characters are wonderful. There's even some characters, Jerry and Terry, who help souls on their journey, and they are flat. There's a flatness to them. They're one-dimensional, and the way that they look inside this 3D world is phenomenal. I mean, just that contrasting of depth, it really makes your eyes just, I mean, it's so pleasing to look at. And it also allows Jerry and Terry to do some fun things. The musical score in this is wonderful, and I'm not typically a fan of jazz, even though I played saxophone in a jazz band in school. It's the discordant portions that just kind of tweak me out. But I still appreciate the artistry and the musicianship of that genre. And aside from the jazz, there's also just a wonderful musical score as well. It really complements all of the scenes that we're watching. It never feels out of place. It never feels forced. It doesn't even feel like it's trying to manipulate my emotions. Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey work so well together. I mean, their chemistry, their timing, it just clicks flawlessly. I love the amount of emotion that they bring to these animated characters. I mean, I really connected with them. The story itself is a bit melancholy. I mean, it takes us on this emotional journey, but that's good because it's building a good narrative. It's building this storyline that draws us in, that doesn't just boom, here it is, okay, done, yay, or it's happy all the time. I mean, it brings in some conflict. It makes us examine things within ourselves, and that's a mark of a great movie. There is even a heaviness to the overall theme of finding one's purpose. I mean, it's not a dour movie, though. It's not something that is just going to leave you down in the dumps. And in fact, it provides a lot of uplifting opportunities and will leave you with hope. In addition to Foxx and Fey, I had a lot of fun with Rachel House, Richard Ayoade, and Alice Braga. They are Terry and Jerry, and they have the right amount of sarcasm and wit, but also sincerity mixed in that makes some really good characters. I mean, they infuse a lot of the humor that comes in, but also some of the touching moments. So even though this is an animated feature, and much like a lot of the Pixar movies, they tend to deal with more adult themes, this one, though, is still totally accessible for younger audiences. I mean, the souls themselves, these little balls of just, well, they're balls, they with faces. I mean, they provide a lot of visual fun. And there's also a cat in this who is just chubby, and the mannerisms, the facial expressions, the movements, it provides a lot of fun too. And even though there are maybe some darker or maybe even some slightly scary moments for young viewers, I think that you can overlook that, or you can, they'll get past that because there's a lot more fun that's to be had. And it offsets any of that brief little bit of darkness. I think my only criticism of this is that at one point, Jamie Foxx's character, Joe, has an opportunity to look over his life. And I think they could have highlighted more of the positive within it. I mean, the movie touches on it, but to blatantly have it pointed out, to talk about these are all of the positive aspects, I think would have been powerful. I think especially because the movie does blatantly point out not having a purpose, or it highlights areas of not feeling one's purpose or not feeling fulfilled. And so you've blatantly talked about the negative aspect of that, or what could be negative. And so to only leave the positive as subtle, I think is a missed opportunity. This didn't detract from my enjoyment of the film. I just think they did have that opportunity to push it more into the forefront. I'm glad that Disney decided to release this on Disney Plus without the early access exclusive pricing that they did with Mulan. I think that detracted from some of the audience being able to see it immediately. So that means more people get to take advantage and take opportunity to check out this awesome movie. I mean, it's fun and it's magical and it has a great story as well. It will touch your heart, it will leave you with hope, and it's a lot of fun all the way through. There's no sex or nudity, not really any profanity, and not really any violence either. I give Soul 5 out of 5 couches. Do you have a favorite Pixar film? Let me know what that is in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.